And I know the Scottish goalkeeper coach, Vanessa Haywood, was speaking to her intensely during that half-time break, and she'll be looking to improve on her performance if possible and make some more saves when those one-on-one shots. Okay, so it's another draw, and I'm sure the Scotland coach has been talking to her players about coming up with possession from the draw, because Japan have continually been winning that draw. Fantastic. Scotland have taken, and the Japanese player has managed to steal that back. And again, Japan are going to be looking to attack. We can straight away see a difference in the Scotland defence, and they're looking to prevent the Japanese player making a pass. And now double teaming where they can. That's when two defenders are on the player with the ball. Okay, so they're now looking to attack from behind goal again. And I've told you a little bit about Susie Clemens, and with now what's happening in the game, that's a free position to the Japanese player. Again, there the 11-metre flan is cleared, and the Japanese player's taken a shot. A fantastic save by Scotland keeper, but Japan have again come up with the ball. They're so quick on that loose ball. That's making the difference there. I'm not sure what that call was for there. Possibly free space to go. So again, Japan are looking to make the most of this free position opportunity. That came off the post. The Japan are going to get possession again and hold possession. And that goal came from number 4, I think, from Japan.
Goal for Japan, scored by number 4.
Yeah, Sakura Hashisume has scored that goal. So again, Scotland will be hoping to come up with a draw this time. Okay, so again, Scotland have loaded their defensive half to try to come up with this draw. Are going to look to try and gain possession. Number 4 has the ball, and they forced a quick pass, but Japan have again taken possession, and they're looking to move the ball quickly and create an opportunity on the other side of the field. Again, their main aim is to run the ball into attack. Scotland players are chasing her, but now Japan has the ball in attack. Okay, there's a call for Scotland being offside. It means that there's not 4 people behind the restraining line. And there we can see Lucy Cran. Yes, the score is 8-2 to Japan. And we've just had 3 minutes of the second half. Japan number 16 has just scored an individual shot using her left hand. A very well executed goal. The umpires are just confirming that that was okay, and that takes the score now to 9-2. 9-2 to Japan with just the first 3 minutes played. And while we're watching this very well fought game, we have another. Oh, thank you very much. The score is now 10-2 to Japan.
Number 16, Saki Sekiguchi.
As well as commentating on this game, I've got 2 more guests coming up during this half. we're soon going to be hearing from Mary McCosh, who was the organiser of the World Cup when it was held in Scotland back in 1993, and it'll be very interesting to hear some comments from her. And she's another volunteer at this event. Oh, okay, so we have another card coming up for Scotland player, this time Scotland number 6, Benedict Sampson has got the yellow card. She's going to be suspended for 2 minutes, and again Scotland will be playing 2 players, 1 player short for those next 2 minutes. I mentioned in the first half that's over the restraining line, so there'll be 1 player short, either attacking or defending. So again, Japan using their strength of running down into the attack and then setting up a play. And so while we're watching this, that'll give us a chance to hear from Mary McCosh, and hopefully she'll be able to tell us a little bit about the event in 1993 while this play is going on. So that number 14 has just looked to make a shot, and again the goalkeeper has called for crossover, which means the Japanese player went into the goal circle of the Scotland goalie, and she's going to have a clear, and the Japanese player will be put level with the goal or not. But anyway, the goalie clear, and now Scotland have a chance to attack. And just while Scotland are attacking, we've got a chance to watch that, I'd just like to ask Mary McCosh a little bit about 1993 and perhaps the teams that were involved in the World Championship here when it was held in Edinburgh for the senior women's team.
Okay, right. Oh, right up there. Okay. There's been a huge increase in the lacrosse played. The game has changed dramatically since I was involved in 93. In 93 we didn't have any pool play. It was played as a round robin. There were less countries involved. The game didn't have boundaries. It didn't have the fan. We've seen a huge change. What we haven't seen a change in is the weather. In 1993, if my memory serves me correctly, it rained persistently, and on finals day we even had sleet, and this was in August, and that's August in Scotland for you. And I'll hand you back to Fiona, who will do a little more commentating.
So unfortunately Scotland just lost possession there with a boundary ball, and so Japan are again going to run the ball into the attack and probably set up a set play. Now Mary mentioned the change in the game, but actually now I'd like maybe to ask Mary, has a long career in lacrosse and herself represented Great Britain back in 1960.
I was fortunate enough to play in 1978 in the last British touring side. Now that was the combined home counties, Scotland, England and Wales. And in 1978 we toured Australia, and I suppose I would have to say that Australia were fairly new to the game, but we were successful in Australia. And in 79 we played host to the States and played 3 test matches, and we won the series. And that was in the days before we had the World Cups. Now the Great Britain side doesn't exist, as 3 home countries play in their own right, and we see Scotland here standing up very proud, working extremely hard against a well-disciplined, very speedy Japanese side. I'll pass you back to Fiona.
Thanks Mary, and I think it's hard to remember perhaps back for some of us to remember back to the days when there was a Great Britain team, but we're certainly a very respected lacrosse player in your own right, Mary, so thanks very much. And again, Mary's one of the volunteers here that are making the event happen, and without that none of this lacrosse could be taking place, so we're very grateful to her and the whole team of volunteers, so thanks Mary. So back to the game in hand. again, Japan are looking to attack from the top, and Scotland making as much defence as they can. Unfortunately, that's number 16 from Scotland, Heather McRae, being called for free space to goal. So that's when the attack player looks to shoot, and one of the Scottish players was in fact could have been hit by a shot had it come. So it's a free position to Japan, number 14, and the Scotland keeper is going to do her best to defend this. And Japan have held possession. I think it was a shot over goal there. Yeah, so again, Japan are holding possession, and they've drawn a flag call, which, as there was... Oh, is that a goal? I think they don't have a stick to check, to be honest, because I'm not sure which player's going to claim that as a goal. Goalkeeper made a fantastic save, and somehow the ball ended up back in the goal. I'm really not sure how. And they haven't come up with a stick to check, so I don't think anyone's taking credit for that particular goal. And talking of sticks, I think that's something that Mary McCosh was commenting earlier about the changes to the game, and maybe just hear a little bit about the equipment.
Watching the girls playing today, it's astounding, I would say, the change in the stick work, which has been brought about by the change in the equipment. As you may know, the game started with wooden sticks, and the net was one-sided, and it was gut and leather. You had to be extremely skilled, but it was a different type of skill, and that you weren't as two-sided as they are nowadays. And watching the way that they can place the ball on either side, it was much harder to do that with the old sticks. But one thing I do notice is the picking up skills with the modern sticks maybe don't compare with the picking up of the wooden sticks. And we noticed that in the days when I played, no one wore eye guards. It is now voluntary. In America, I believe it is compulsory. The goalkeeping equipment has changed dramatically. Goalkeepers all wear helmets nowadays. They all wear face guards. If you go back, I suppose it's now got to be nearly 40 years, goalkeepers didn't wear helmets, which I think people would find incredible nowadays. But with that, the rules were that you had a dangerous shot, you weren't allowed to fire it at the goalkeeper. And so there were very few injuries.
And while the game is very safe now, I think equipment is just necessary to make sure that the players are kept safe, and it can be a little bit frightening to think of the goalkeeper without any protective equipment now, and certainly there were some very brave players who played in goal in those days. And Scotland are making a really good attempt here to get a shot on goal. I really just want to highlight Scotland number 7, Shona Drummond, who's the third generation of her family to play lacrosse for Scotland. And as the goal just missed. So Scotland number 7, Shona Drummond, and both her grandmother and her great aunt played for Scotland. Jill Walker and Marjorie Walker, and her two aunts, Jean Drummond and Margot Drummond, also played for Scotland. So she's continuing a proud continuation of her family's tradition of playing lacrosse for Scotland. I don't quite know what's happening here. They're going to be taking a throw, I think, between two players, because it was an equal touch on the ball as it went over the boundary, I think. So you'll see this happens when the umpire can't decide who's perhaps made an error or fouled, and the throw goes between the two players, and whoever can catch the throw gets it. It's been awarded to the Japanese player there, and she's now going to look to take things back into attack. So just as a reminder, the current score with 20 minutes to go is 11-2 to Japan, who are looking to attack again strongly from the top. Okay, and again, an excellent check from Scotland player there as the Japanese player dodged, but Japan somehow have come up with possession. And again, Japan have held on to possession, really when Scotland had an opportunity. And again, they're attacking from the top. And that's a turnover there. Scotland player number 15 is going to be awarded the ball at the top of the 11. It's a very nice play from Scotland, carrying the ball out. Quick ball movements making a big difference to their transition play. And passing across the field is what's needed to break this Japanese defensive play. Now, what can they do? So that's Lucinda Maxwell with the ball there, and two defenders on her, and unfortunately, Scotland I think will keep possession because the ball came from the Japanese player. Oh no, it came off the Scotland player, so Japan have it and are going to be able to carry that towards the attack. And again, the rain's just getting a little bit harder here at Peppermill playing fields in Edinburgh, but the players seem undaunted, and Japan are working extremely hard to clear the ball up the field. Scotland defence are trying to disrupt that at the very start of the clear. I'm not quite sure how that player was left unmarked. Okay, so Scotland now settle into their defensive formation with one player marking one player each. So again, Scotland are looking to disrupt this Japanese set play by double teaming the ball, and a very good Japanese shot just missed on the top left hand corner. Japan have retained possession, but Scotland disrupted that by a double team. So again, Scotland have disrupted that attack, and the Scotland bench are really encouraging their players to work hard to prevent every attacking play. And that was an excellent shot from Japan number 10, Asuka Nu, and they're just checking her stick to make sure it's legal.
Goal for Japan, scored by number 10.
And that goal has been allowed, and Japan have called a timeout, and the score currently is 12-2, so that just gives me an opportunity to welcome Rebecca Lovey, who's organising the Under-18 festival that's going to be running alongside this event from Tuesday. And could you maybe tell us a little bit about what's happening just in the fields beside here?
Yeah, no problem, Fiona. On the East pitches, starting from Tuesday, we have 16 teams coming from all over the world to compete in an Under-18 international festival. We've got teams from England, Scotland, Wales, Israel, Canada and America, a mixture of international as in the national team. We've also got club teams and school teams and also a regional team, so it should be an interesting competition to see what we've got.
That sounds fantastic. Thanks, Bex. And Bex has taken time out and travelled down from Aberdeen, which is where you're currently living, and doing a lot of lacrosse development up in Aberdeen. Could you maybe tell us a little bit about the teams there?
Yeah, we've now got 3 clubs in Aberdeen playing lacrosse. Aberdeen University, who's the longest club. They've got a ladies section and a men's section. Aberdeen City has been going for about 13 years. We've got our ladies section. Our men's section is currently taking a little bit of a break, but hopefully restarting very soon. And we also have Robert Gordon's University Lacrosse Club, which started last year, so they're hoping to enter leagues this year in their first competitive season.
That's fantastic to hear that lacrosse is spreading throughout Scotland, and 3 teams in one city really gives you a chance to play together and perhaps have a viable league, even perhaps within Aberdeen. And maybe 1 or 2 of these players might be Aberdeen University. I believe one of the players from Finland might be going.
Yeah, I've been told that one of the Finnish players who's here representing their country for under-19s, that they're coming to Aberdeen this year to go to Robert Gordon's University, so that'll be a great start for them to have somebody of this calibre hopefully getting involved with their club, which is at the moment predominantly beginners, so it'd be great to have somebody who's got the experience.
Thanks, Bex, and I think we look forward to, well, certainly I look forward to getting a chance to maybe play against one of these Finnish players as well, so it's great to hear that they're going to be joining us in Scotland. So thanks, Bex. Back to the game in hand, and obviously Scotland have been attacking while we were hearing from Bex. It's still 12-2, and with 15 minutes to go for the match. Unfortunately, Japan have now got possession and are carrying the ball into attack and running strongly. Again, Scotland looking to slow down the Japanese players where they can, but again they're looking to slow themselves down and set up a set play at the top. It looks like Japan have got still got their key playmaker, number 3, their captain, on field, and she'll be looking to gain some possession. And that was a quick goal scored by number 18.
Goal for Japan, scored by number 17, Gai Ikeda. Assist to number 17, Kyokoku Wajima.
Okay, so I may have missed that. Was that number 14, Masiki Makita? Number 18 scored that, Rei Ikeda. And that takes the score to 13-2. And it's back to the draw. And so the Japan again are settling behind the goal and looking to make use perhaps of their captain. And I've just seen that, great save by Scotland. And I've just seen the Japanese goalkeeper is warming up and looks like she might be about to take the field, the reserve keeper. So that would be an interesting change if that happened. She looks like she's ready to go. In the meantime, Japan are still attacking down behind the goal. And they're obviously hoping number 3, their captain, will set something up for a score. A flag has been given, which indicates, when the flag is raised by the umpire, indicates there's been a foul, and unless a shot is taken, then there will be a free position to the Japanese team and one of the players will be put behind them. So number 16 has possession. Oh, is that what they called it for the foul, not the flag? Thank you. So we're now moving into the final quarter of this match at Peppermill Playing Fields, the FIL Rathbones Under-19 World Championships. The rain is starting to beat down, and some of the players do look a little bit cold. A lot of the Japanese substitutes are wearing their full waterproofs. Another great save there by the Scottish goalkeeper, and there's a battle on now. Scotland have come up with possession. They'll be very pleased with that. Scotland number 17, Lucy Cran, has come up with the ball. She's a student at Stirling University, but unfortunately we've just lost possession. Isla couldn't quite take that pass, and Japan number 14 has the ball again. Oh, that's really hit. And again, number 14 is heading down. Oh, and that Japanese player just couldn't hold that catch in the middle, and again, some really strong running out. And again, Chesgrave proving pivotal in that defensive clear, transferring the ball to the other side and allowing her teammate to run down strongly into attack. Again, I think the tactic may be to throw the ball behind for safety, but unfortunately Lucinda could not reach quite that high to take that ball, and possession's now gone back to the Japanese team. So again, Scotland are looking to try and break down the Japanese play early before it gets into the attacking half, but it's carried strongly in. Okay, so we can see Loughborough University student Lindsay Powrie is marking the player behind goal. That's with the orange boots, and she's now going to take on some one-on-one defence. That's really nicely helped by her teammate. But unfortunately, that Japanese player managed to dodge 3 Scotland players to score. Scotland defence are looking to regroup now.
Goal for Japan, scored by number 17, Kyoko Kuwajima.
So Japanese number 17, Kyoko Kuwajima, scored that goal, taking the score to 14-2 with just 10 minutes remaining of the game. At this point in the match, instead of stopping the clock after a goal, it will run on, so the chances are that the match will take another 10 minutes till it completes. So we've got about 10 minutes more of play here at Peffermill Playing Fields in Edinburgh. So my colleague has just suggested I explain to you why at this point in the match the clock's now going to run, and that's because when there's a 12-goal difference between the two teams, instead of stopping the clock after every goal, it continues running. Scotland have now got an attacking chance, and that again, Lindsay Powrie getting the chance to take the ball into attack. Unfortunately, Scotland just couldn't string that pass together, and it's going to be Japanese possession, I think, to clear. And again, Scotland are trying to specifically to break down this Japanese clear early, so you'll see them running onto the ball and perhaps even double teaming. Again, number 14 from Japan is carrying the ball into attack and looking to set up. Okay, so again, the Japanese captain is holding possession, and she's being marked by Ali Groom, who's currently a student at Exeter University. Again, she's going to be looking to deal with this one-on-one opportunity that the Japanese number 3 has been trying to take when play is set up. So again, Scotland teammates have been able to defend that successfully, but Japan are really working the top of the goal now to attack. That gives them more opportunities to get scores. Yeah, so that was good defence by Sarah Slater, Scotland number 11, who held her position, and the Japanese players not allowed to barge straight through her. So she's called for a charge, and it's Scotland possession looking to attack. Okay, and that's Tara Houston there in possession. Oh my goodness, what's happened there? That's Sarah Slater, number 11, is just on the ground, and she appears to be injured. At this point, they're going to call the physio onto the field. And that gives me a chance to tell you a bit more about Ailey Groom, Scotland number 8, as she is from another lacrosse family, and her sister Trini was part of the last Scotland under-19 World Championships team. So the physio's on the pitch just now, and we'll have a chance to hopefully assess and perhaps get the injured player off the field when she's able to. It looks like it might have been her knee. There's a 2-minute opportunity for the physio to deal with the player and get her off the field. So there could be a small stoppage while that happens. You'll notice that all the players have dropped their sticks on the field and are able to group into small huddles. The idea there is that when play resumes, everyone will be able to go back to their stick, and play will start again with everybody in the position it was when play was stopped for the injury suspension. So that fits in with the rule of everyone standing still when the whistle is blown. So that's Sarah Slater. Yeah, Sarah Slater that's leaving the field, and she's been substituted by Caroline Gately from who's at school, still at school at Fetties in Edinburgh, and she's taken the field to replace Sarah Slater. Okay, and again, Caroline Gately's carrying the ball strongly, and there you'll see she's using her left hand at the top of the stick. That was mentioned by Mary McCosh early, that players are able to be ambidextrous and use either the right or left hand at the top of the stick. That's something that I know Caroline's been developing very much over the last year. That was a strong run by her on the left wing. And nice crossfield pass to Heather McRae, who's able to hopefully find her teammate and allow an attack to start. Lucinda Maxwell looks like she might take a shot. No, she's passed to hold possession behind goal, and Scotland are looking very nice at this point. Again, Scotland looking to create the opportunity. Oh, that was very nearly a goal. A great chance for Scotland. Benedict Sampson just missed that with what's called a quick stick. A pass straight away when the ball reaches the person's stick. Again, they're trying to disrupt that Japanese clear, but Japan are carrying this ball very strongly into the attacking half. And again, the ball's going to be held safely by the Japanese players. So just an update here, we're watching Scotland against Japan in the FIL Rathbones Under-19 World Championships at Peppermill in Edinburgh. There's quite heavy rain now, and those on the sideline are definitely wearing their full waterproofs, and the temperature has dropped. But there's only 5 minutes to go in this match, and it's 14-2. Japan lead Scotland with 5 minutes to go. And Japan are quite content now to hold possession, and work their set plays perhaps for these last 5 minutes. They want to make sure that they're at least 12 goals ahead, but apart from that, they'll be happy to see a victory in this game. That's a very accurate pass under pressure from Japanese players. Their captain, number 3, initiates a lot of set plays. So she's looking to set that up now. A lovely take by number 16. A flag was called there, but a shot was taken, so I'm not exactly sure what the call is going to be. It's a free position to Japanese number 16 at the top of the 11-metre fan. The fan will be cleared, and this is an opportunity for Japan to increase their lead from 14-2 at this final stage of the match. And she's passed to behind to look for a better opportunity. And again, Japan look like they might be going to set up a play. Scotland are looking to change their defensive method and put pressure on the wide Japanese players. So Japan are holding some possession, in fact using their goalkeeper, and Scotland have been asked to put pressure on the players and create more pressure on Japan because they need to score. Whereas Japan can hold possession. So Japan would be quite content with this goal score line, and instead Scotland don't want that to be the case. So Emily Wilcott there is being worked hard as she has to run between number 6 and Japanese player and the goalkeeper. She's doing a lot of work out there. And now Benedict Sampson's having to put on the pressure, and Heather McRae's now trying to carry that on. But really, Japan are in control of this ball and in control of this match. And they're looking to carry the ball into attack. And again, Scotland are needing to put pressure on the ball. Their coach is asking them to do that. The Japanese coach is urging his players to pull wider and wider to create more and more space. Players run right through. Another great save by Scotland keeper. And again, Japan have kept possession, but they have taken another good shot. Saved by Susie Clements, number 1 in goal. Yep, there's just 2 minutes left in this game, and this is a very impressive possession hold by Japan. Again, taking risks that in my playing days wouldn't really have been taken. That's using their goalkeeper in a possession play, but they've done it very competently and have held possession for all that time. And great interception there by Lucy Cran. And she's got possession back from Japan. Japan number 4 maybe looking to move. And she's held possession. It's extremely disciplined performance from Japan, extremely disciplined. And again, Scotland are trying to go and get possession if they possibly can. They want to score if they can in this last minute. The goal's not been allowed, but it's been taken back to a free position for number 16, Japan. Now, is the coach going to instruct her to score or to hold possession? It's holding possession, so very, very disciplined performance with just 1 minute left. Japan are really looking to maintain this scoreline. Again, will she take it? Wow, and that was a very strong finish from number 17. Japan, Scotland had to put the pressure on there. They wanted to get that score for themselves, but instead Japan have come out and increased their lead to 15-2 with 46 seconds left on the clock. So we're looking for 45 seconds more of play in this pool match between Scotland and Japan at Peppermill in Edinburgh. The rain continues to fall, but again, the players don't seem bothered. The sidelines do appear to have umbrellas up, though you can probably see that on the pictures. And again, Scotland are going to come up with the ball from, Japan have come up with the ball from that draw. So Scotland are going to be looking to defend and get the ball back where they can. It's less than 40 seconds to go. A strong individual defence. 30 seconds to go. The goalkeepers come out to try and get the ball. And number 17 has scored again, this time into an empty net. A very, very brave effort by the Scotland goalkeeper to put the pressure on that Japanese attack, but the outcome is a goal for number 17 from Japan. And again, there's a defensive huddle from the Scotland side, really looking to make sure they know what they're trying to achieve from this last 20 seconds. So the score is 16 Japan, 2 for Scotland. And again, this final draw is going to be a really important one. Whoever comes up with possession here has got the chance to score in the final 20 seconds. And who's going to come up with it? And Japan, number 18, has got it. And there, the Japanese captain, number 3, is making a move. And an excellent save by the Scotland keeper, Susie Clements. The Japan are going for goal in this last 2 seconds if they possibly can. Oh, and that's full time.
Your final score, Japan 16, Scotland 2.
The final score, Japan 16, Scotland 2.
Please stick around for the player of the match. That will take place in approximately 10 minutes.
Okay, so that's the final score here. You'll just see the teams lining up for the traditional 3 cheers, which I think Scotland will be doing. I don't know if Japan will or not. Certainly it's a tradition in Scotland that when the game ends, we line up like this and use the sticks to give 3 cheers. And those of you who are watching this from afar, the next match will be on this pitch at 7:30 is England against Australia. That promises to be a very exciting match, and I hope you can join us then. Thank you very much.